I've been on this earth for around 20 plus years. Okay, 30 plus. But I've never ever felt the desire to be the absolute best at something. Not in my work, not in my studies, not in my sports, and definitely not in life. Until this one fateful day. And the moment that lit a fiery desire in my heart to not just be a better person, but to be one of the best there is. Let's get to it, shall we? Roll intro. So right now it's day zero of PGDX. We are still at home. I'm currently working on some stuff here. I'm very excited about the event tomorrow. However, as you guys know, during the time of PGDX, it is raining, and it's raining really hard. I'm actually in a location in Manila where everywhere is flooded, except for my house, of course. So I'm trying to see if the rain lets up, and I really hope it does. If it does let up tonight and tomorrow, then we will be going to day one. If not, well, I'm gonna have to skip day one and just go on day two. And that pretty much went how you would expect. Good morning, everyone. So this is what TAF looks like right now, and safe to say that I'm probably not gonna go to PGDX. So I'll probably see you guys day two. Later. To be honest, I was kinda hoping that the floods would come down by the afternoon because the rain wasn't as crazy as it was the night before. But the city of Manila did not want to let me do that. So guys, it's 12:51 in the afternoon, and I just checked the situation here in Taft, and it looks like it's still flooded. However, the good news is it's pretty freaking sunny already, so I won't force myself to go to PGDX with this kind of floods. I'm confirming it. I'm going to PGDX tomorrow morning. And so, tomorrow morning came. The sun was shining, the birds were chirping. I woke up in an incredibly good mood because it's PGDX time, baby! Woohoo! Alright, here we go. It's day two of PGDX. So you saw what happened in day one. It was flooding, it was raining, I couldn't go. So now it's day two, and it looks like there's no more floods. But as soon as I decided that I wanted to go out of the room, well, rain. Rain. I hate bringing an umbrella. I really don't want to bring an umbrella. So the whole reason why I don't like bringing an umbrella is, for one, I need to keep holding it, and I hate that because I always want to have both my hands free. I don't know if that makes sense. I also don't like bringing extra bags because, again, I don't have a free hand, and it's also the reason why it's kind of awkward for me to do vlogs like this, because I always have to use my other hand for the camera, and you know you know what I mean. So yeah, I hate umbrellas, bro. So I'm just at the entrance, and Jesus Christ, there's a lot of people here. I'm getting anxious, bro. I'm about to throw up. I hope I find my friend soon, dude. This is not cool, bro. Alright, now, this is the part of the vlog where I explain to you what exactly PGDX is. For starters, PGDX means the Philippine Game Dev Expo, and it was a groundbreaking event that united the gaming industry and showcased the wealth of talent within the Filipino gaming community. It featured engaging panels, a vibrant indie game scene, international exhibitors, and a wide range of events and activities. What? Stop looking at me like that. Yes, I took it off their website. Leave me alone. To be honest, I know nothing about game development, nor do I know anything about what makes a game tick. But I do enjoy my games. Although I'm heavily leaning towards FPS games like Valorant, Apex Legends, Rainbow Six Siege, I still enjoy games like Minecraft, Stardew Valley, Mobile Legends, Cyberpunk 2077, and my top 2 favorite games of all time, Yakuza and Persona. With that out of the way, I can at least say that I have a resume for being a gamer. Speaking of being a gamer, I created a new Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok channel dedicated to my gaming escapades with my friends. Oh, did I mention that I joined an esports team recently? No? A lot has happened since the last time we made a video. Well, you know what? If you want to stay updated with all of my adventures, you can follow me on all of my socials that you can find in the description below. From now on, this channel will be dedicated to the tales of self-improvement, event recaps like this one, and the occasional fitness feast videos. For everything else, well, you'll find them on my other platforms. Anyway, let's go back to Kwento time. Like I said, I know nothing about game development, which is why going to an event like this has really opened my eyes. Sure, there were big gaming companies present in the event, but there was also a multitude of independent game devs and students. That's right, dog, students who came as a part of their school requirements. Isn't that crazy? And let me just clarify, these are actual playable games. Like, I was able to play a lot of the games that they had to offer, and if you let me play that thing without telling me that these were made by students, I wouldn't have known the difference. Aside from them, there were also independent game developers. One of my friends told me the story of his brother, who is a game developer, and that he made a game all by himself. I can only imagine the amount of hours that you have to take just to create one segment of the game, let alone doing it by yourself. Because of that, the amount of respect that I have for game developers has definitely gone up. If you're a game dev, I love you. This, for me, would be the second highlight of the event. If this is what these students can come up with while they're students, then I'm really looking forward to the future of games and the gaming industry. Special mention to these 2 games that I particularly enjoyed: Cusinero Kitchen Royale and Waifu Tactical Force. Cusinero Kitchen Royale was really fun for me since it's an overcooked-like game that had extra elements of battle. For Waifu Tactical Force, it was the Apex-like gameplay that was mixed with the single-round style of Valorant, maybe more similar to something like the Gulag in Call of Duty, and also for obvious reasons. Aside from the game dev section, we had a sticker boutique outside of the venue. I talked about this in my Pixel block when I went to Patron of the Arts. If you haven't seen that yet, I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can check it out. In that, I said something along the lines of, I was amazed that they are making use of the lobby area of an event and maximizing the space that they had. I've never seen that before when I was active in these circles. The sticker section was dedicated to artists who would like to sell their products to convention goers. And man, there was a seller of this cool Polaroid-like pictures, but they weren't actually pictures, they were artworks. They made it by hand. This was actually one of the things that I regret with this event because I was never able to go back to that stall. When I first got there, nobody was watching the booth. Because of this, I decided that I wanted to go back when I had the time. But but I never found the time to do this. I also didn't get a chance to take a video or a photo of the booth because since the seller wasn't there, I kinda felt bad about taking a video or a picture without their permission. So, if you happen to know the store or the artist that I'm referring to, please leave a link or the name of their store in the comment section. I would really appreciate it. Moving on, there was so much to see at the event. We had Monster Energy, who I used to love to take before workouts. They were introducing a new flavor, by the way, and I got to taste it, and it was really freaking good. I would recommend giving it a try. We also had TT Racing, who makes hella chairs that look dope as at a price that's really not bad for a high quality product. I got to admit that I really want their latest Fantastic Four release. It looks really nice. By the time this video gets released, it would probably be already released, so make sure to check them out. Gravity, surprisingly, was also in the event. They were the makers of the hit MMORPG in the past called Ragnarok Online, which if you are around my age, would be a part of your childhood. They were introducing a few new games that they are releasing, and I'm really excited to see what they have in store for us. There were also PC sellers or PC parts sellers available on the event, and they had it at a discounted price. Lastly, big shout outs to the trading card section of the whole event because I never expected seeing a trading card event there as well. On another section, we had the merch area where sellers that had nothing to do with games and game devs were placed. I bought my cool ass Gino earring from Tier Aesthetic Hot. I've been wearing this every time I go out since I got it. Possibly one of the best things I've hauled from an event in recent memory. Then, there was also an area for food concessionaires. The food looked absolutely amazing. Sadly, since it got pretty crowded and I got occupied, I never got to go back to taste any of the food. But if I'm basing it off looks, then it looks really good. Lastly, they also had workshops that talk about many different topics for game dev and gaming in general. But alas, I can't exactly talk about it because I never got to go. Honestly, before any of my friends arrived at the event, I got so lost and overstimulated that I was starting to disassociate from my body. So much so, I needed to go out every now and then to recharge and pull my soul back.
Imagine if I drop my phone in this. It's gonna be really unfortunate for me and the person who's gonna get dropped on. You know?
But the appearance of my cosplay crush changed everything. It made it all worth it. It felt like she took all of the tiredness out of my body and threw it away like it was nothing. Check out this video of me being a simp. However, I wouldn't be able to survive the day without my friends. So, shoutouts to G-Tech, to JJ, to Uncle Ju, and the rest of the Pixel family for being there for me and checking up on me when I looked like I was about to pass out. With that, before I knew it, day 2 of PGDX has come to a close. And oh yeah, we had an after party for the content creators after, but what happened in that party would stay in that party because the only thing I can remember about it was that I ordered drinks and I ordered food and not much else. It wasn't because I got really drunk, but it was because I wanted to spend time with my friends quietly, and my social battery kind of ran out at that point. So what's up, guys? It's the third and final day of PGDX. We are pulling up with our Toji outfit, and it's the third and final day until I go back home, be in front of my PC and just play games with my friends. Our plan today basically is to, one, spend time in the sticker store, and second is that check out all or at least most of the indie games that they have here in PGDX, so that we'll find stuff that we can stream. Hopefully there will be lots of games that we can promote. So let's go, guys. Well, that was a prank. I never did any of those. I had one activity and one activity only during this day. But before I tell you about this, I'd like to rewind and tell you about one of my new friends. Woo! This is Uncle Ju. He is a gaming content creator that I met during Pixel Academy. We weren't like instant friends or anything. This thing was brewing for a while, mainly because I'm shy and I can't network even if my life depended on it. Same as always, am I right? Anyway, I've been hooked on his content recently, especially his watch parties for the Esports World Cup. Take note that even though I have knowledge in esports, I've never actually been invested in it aside from the occasional worlds. Faker, sarange. The reason why I mention Uncle Ju is because through watching his content, man, he got me hooked on the competition. I'm not into Mobile Legends. Hell, I'm not even into mobile games in general. But Uncle Ju's energy was absolutely infectious to the point where he got me cheering for teams that I knew nothing about. Eventually, I found myself having watched every single watch party that he had for the MLBB Women's Invitational, and even though the teams we supported didn't win, I found myself finding this kind of happiness from the whole experience. All of that led to this day. It just so happens Uncle Ju is the team ambassador for the Letran Cyber Knights, and it just so happens that the NCAA was having their first esports tournament in PGDX. Yes, the NCAA, or the National Collegiate Athletic Association. It is an athletic association of 10 private colleges and universities in Metro Manila, the same NCAA that you sometimes watch on TV for collegiate sports. So yeah, it was a big deal. Alright, at this point, I just want to say that I was never a student of Letran. I'm from LPU. They were a part of this tournament too, but they fell short. I was sad about it too, but eventually I realized that it's a part of the game. Train hard, boys. You'll get them next time. With that, I decided to watch the rest of the tournament with Uncle Ju because why not? The thirst for victory, the bitterness of defeat, the sweet taste of glory, and the quiet ache of falling short. These are the range of emotions I experienced while I was watching the NCAA esports tournament. I even saw one competitor cry, and at first I didn't understand this. Why would you ever cry about losing? It's just a game. Whoa. Before you guys attack me in the comments, this kind of thinking was corrected by the end of this video. So, just let me cook. Let's get back to the third day of PGDX. Because of time restraints, the organizers decided that the next game that the Letran Cyber Knights would participate in would be delayed until tomorrow, which was today. The first game of the day ended up as a loss. And of course, this was a hit to the morale of the players. Not to mention that now they had to drop to the lower bracket and go through more games in the span of a few hours. And they had to face the team that they had a particularly hard time beating the previous day in order to get another chance in winning the whole tournament. But you know what I noticed? This all changed as soon as the crowd for the Letran Cyber Knights arrived. By the next match, they were locked in and they won every single match leading up to the grand final. For the grand finals, we had it in the same place as all the other matches. But after that, we transferred to the bigger stage. And there, I fell in love. This image has been burned in my memory ever since I first saw it. This was the first time that I found myself thinking, wouldn't it be awesome if I got my hands on one of those? Which was admittedly very out of character for me. I don't know what exactly about it made me think that. It could be the electricity of anticipation from the crowd, the determination in the eyes of the players, the light shining upon the trophy, inviting you in like a treasure waiting to be taken. I don't know. It was confusing for me because I'm not usually a vocal or excited type of guy when it comes to sports. But during these games, I found myself shouting my lungs out for the Letran Cyber Knights until eventually, they were able to win the grand final, which made them the very first champion of the NCAA esports tournament. I want to emphasize, ever. It was amazing. And let me let you in a little secret. He probably didn't want to say this out in public, but Uncle Ju was almost moved to tears. And because of that, I also almost cried too. After all was said and done, we were about to go home. I was able to have the pleasure with having a conversation with Uncle Ju. We talked about a lot of things from esports, content creation, and of course, the Cyber Knights, which his presence has made a huge impact as to how they were able to participate in the tournament in the first place. As he was telling me the stories about how the team came to be, I found myself thinking about this question. Damn, how passionate do you have to be able to put in this kind of work and effort? Before you dismiss anything as just playing games, you have to understand that these players have invested time, money, blood, sweat, and tears into this tournament. Regardless of what you think the definition of sports is, the fact that these players had to train hard would never change. I didn't realize until we were able to talk about it too. I mentioned this at the start of the video. I never once felt the need to give my all like any of those players do. Even with this content creation stuff, I only started doing this for the lulz, and I really didn't expect to get anything out of it. I just wanted to shoot videos and make stories. I think the reason for this was, whenever I get passionate about something, there would be something else to shoot it down. It could be my friends, it could be my family, it could be the circumstances at this point in time. So I probably started to feel a bit more reserved about these kinds of things because I expected to be shot down immediately. So what's the point? I realize now, I never thought about the amount of sacrifice that is needed for me to achieve anything. Okay, sure, there will be hurdles for me to be able to achieve that level of dedication. But don't we all? If it was that freaking easy, all of us would be getting a trophy. But what differentiates us normal people from those who win championships is the grit that you show when everything is not going according to plan. I'm gonna act out a scene from Rocky because this is our self-improvement tip number 11.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna get hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits. And not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Nothing worth taking will be yours for the taking. You have to fight for it. I might not be able to get a trophy anymore, but gaining the support of you and everybody who's gonna be watching this video and everybody who will be watching this channel in the future will be more than enough in its weight in gold. I was actually pretty lucky that I was able to put myself in the position where I'm surrounded by like-minded people that share the same goals as I do, which has made sticking to these goals a little bit easier. You know who you guys are, and I love you for it. Alright, going back to PGDX. Of course, I wouldn't say that this event was perfect because it's not, but for what it's worth, it's given me something that I've thought I've lost, my competitive drive and my love for games and esports, which I think is an excellent trade-off. My experience with the event is overall positive, and I am very, very excited in participating in the next PGDX event. With that, we have come to the end of the video. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that you can get notifications every time I release a new video. And oh, please go see my other socials. It's gonna be linked down in the description. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm gonna watch VCT now. Let's go Sentinels! What? What was that? T1 qualified in the VCT? Let's go T1! Huh? My friends are supporting PRX? Let's go! Nah, I'm gonna stick with T1. T1 all the way, baby. Laters.